And you've played in the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Miami Heat. Looking at Miami, the year begins with a real challenge for them. On the road, hostile environment. They've been refining things in the preseason, but not under this kind of pressure. We'll see if they can come out strong to earn their first victory. And guys, Aaron Gordon, the 4th overall pick back in 2014, got a lot of attention for his performance at the dunk contest. Kenny, how can he take his game to the next level?
He's taking it there. His shooting is improved, his ball handling is improved, and his need to take the big play or have the big moment, he is stepping into that limelight.
Yes, he is. He's an elite athlete, still very young. I would love to see him pair with a real mentor named Kenny Smith.
I'd pair up with him.
What would your advice be then to Aaron Gordon if you were going to mentor Aaron Gordon?
The first thing I'd say, basketball is the business, and let's start there. Everything else is a distraction because basketball is the business right now.
Solid advice.
Let me check with Shaq Stradamus. You like that? Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
You got issues, man.
He talks to himself.
Time for tip.
He answered himself. That's what's worse. Talking to yourself or answering yourself is worse, Ernie.
Equal.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It's the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. Interconference battle tonight, Brent. You could feel the change in atmosphere when you go up against a rival.
No doubt about it.
It's amazing.
Not only the teams are feeling it, but there's something to the fan bases who understand, oh, these guys. I don't care if we win another game. We want to win this game
one,
tonight.
Yeah. That's important. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Heat. Down low, it's Johnson and Whiteside. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Richardson in at the small forward. So the Orlando Magic able to put the first points up on the board. And Waiters kicks to Johnson. Rebounded by Vucevic.
And those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
Drills it from outside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Miami with the ball. Magic knocking down the tray. Here's Richardson. Rebounded by Isaac.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
Now, here's Isaac. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
Now, here's Isaac. Following the missed shot by James Johnson. But they'll get another chance. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
In the corner, it's Richardson. Again, the miss by the Heat.
I'm not sure if it's a bad start or unlucky here. 0 for 4. Can't think too much about it. Just got to get that first one to go.
Augustine against Dragic. It's stolen by Dragic. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Dragic is running. Here's Whiteside. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Vucevic. Now, here's Isaac. Richardson covering. Isaac kicks to Fournier. Vucevic is screen on Waiters. 5 on the clock. Vucevic with the bucket.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them. Some numbers for Johnson. Some last season stats for him. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
And they get it. Offensive rebound. Dragic against Augustine. Passes it to Richardson. Tries again. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. He always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Orlando. Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Wade comes in for Waiters.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Dragic the pass to Whiteside. There's a good screen. Now here's Dragic. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Whiteside, good.
Well, even with the contest, Whiteside's going right through you. That's how strong he is.
Augustine against Dragic. To the inside. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Gordon. Simmons got his first bucket of the night.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Nice move. And it's laid in by Whiteside. Whiteside's got his second bucket of the night.
Quick elevation for a 5. Makes him deadly on the interior was Whiteside.
And Augustine kicks to Isaac. Here's Gordon. The shot that time, not on target. The Heat go the other way with it. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. He told me this is a fun night trying to slow down a team that's so smart and opportunistic. He said, look, we've scouted them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them this season. So it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt their offense and slow them down just a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Well, they're aware of how difficult an opponent this is to defend. A lot of good shooters they have to deal with.
Which means being extra active with their perimeter D. Fighting through screens, quick switches, all the little things they need to do to prevent those open looks.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. I expect a lot of movement defensively. They have to be reacting and, like a watch, rotating all night long.
That's good from Simmons.
And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And so he hits both. The Heat trail by 9. 43 seconds left to play in the first. Olynyk dishes to Wade. Olynyk, a screen on Simmons. Screen by Olynyk. 6 to shoot. Nice work there coming off the screen.
And that shot by Wade happens all because of the solid screen.
Grant kicks to Gordon. Back to Grant. Simmons sets a screen for Ross. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Ross has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Wade. Over Simmons. No good from Wade. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Orlando out in front. They're up by 10. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. Dwayne Wade talked about the potential of this team as well as the challenges they face this season.
We understand our potential can develop to be a great team in this season. But that's the hardest part, is understanding your potential when you have guys who's never been through it, you know, as a collective group. So that's the biggest challenge, is to understand, okay, we're good, guys. We can win some games, but can we get to the next level of being great?
That's the veteran mindset a player like Wade brings to the group.
Exactly. I mean, he's fully aware of the importance of experience, a true leader for his team.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Grant is out there with Simmons. And it's Ross in at the 3 spot. This is out there for Orlando.
He didn't need to fade back. No one in his face, but he buried it anyway.
And the Heat committing a lot of money for this hard-working bunch. Brent, how do they improve from this point on?
Now it's about player development, Kevin, taking advantage of the off-season, making sure that guys are improving upon their weaknesses and staying sharp with their strengths. They're going to have to find a few more diamonds in the rough out there to add to this roster and maybe set themselves up in free agency to lure somebody down the South Beach. And we'll see if they can do that. The front office tends to get creative in that way.
Shots.
The first free throw is good. Opening night is upon us. Every team looking to come out of the gate strong. As we know, only half are going to get to the end.
Don't tell them that, Kevin.
I know you can't.
Let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a long season. The teams, as we've seen in the past, sometimes what we're watching here tonight, 6 or 7 members of that team might not be on it come February. So got to temper your expectations. Watch the way guys have maybe improved from last season coming into this season. Excited about young teams and the opportunity of their potential, but things can change quickly in this league.
But don't you love the optimism at this time of year?
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's fired up for the opportunity to show what it is, especially as a player, what you worked on in the offseason to bring it to the hardwood and show your coaching staff the type of work you put in.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. Here's Magruder. Again, the miss by the Heat. Magic leading by 7. Grant outside. Rebound by Olynyk.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Miami.
And they've been avoiding those deep threes. They're capable of knocking those shots down from long range, but so far they've really been reluctant to let it fly from that free throw line extended three-point shot.
The first free throw is good. Vucevic checked in for Aaron Gordon. Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. So he gets them both.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now, here's Vucevic. Shoots over Olynyk, and it's Vucevic missing. Kelly Olynyk, Brent, a nice pickup for the Miami Heat, 4 years and $50 million.
Well, thinking about a floor spacing big man, they like what they saw out of Kelly Olynyk in his brief time with the Boston Celtics. He's still young, has a chance to grow, but his skill set as a big is still eye-popping.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now, here's Olynyk. He has 5. Magruder kicks to Olynyk. And it's blocked.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways.
They retain possession, and he makes that one. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Johnson the screen. Johnson with a screen on Vucevic. Good on that shot, and with that, the Magic lead has got back down to a 7-point margin, getting the points there from Johnson. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Picked by Vucevic. Ross with a wide-open look. Offensive rebound. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Vucevic has got his second bucket of the night.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
He's checked in for the Magic. Augustine comes in for Grant, and a new group getting ready for Miami. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Dion Waiters comes in for Winslow. Wade, he's checked in for Rodney Magruder. And it's Dragic in for Wayne Ellington. Look at that jam.
No way.
I mean, just beautiful.
And I got to say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Now, here's Fournier. And Vucevic kicks to Augustine. Shoots over Dragic. Augustine, no luck. The Heat trail by 7. And here's Dragic. He dishes it to Johnson. To the middle. Stolen by Bamba. Dragic against Augustine. Pass to Bamba. Over Johnson. Bamba's shot is off.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
Dragic against Augustine. Dragic the pass to Waiters. Just 5 on the clock. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, he's a bit of a hokey guard, so he attracts that contact there and then keeps his eyes on the prize.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Shoots a fader. No good on the shot. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Magic lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have played at a high level so far. What has worked for you?
We're just sticking to the game plan. You know, our coaches really drew up something good for us. You know, they wrote it down, and we're sticking to it, and we're executing very well.
Yeah, that's obvious the way you all have played. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh. Things were going Orlando's way from the beginning. They went to work early at both ends of the floor, going on a 9-0 run to jump out in front. Looking at the scoring breakdown, they ended up going wire to wire in the first quarter, never once giving up their lead. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
They were simply the better team on the offensive end. Every time the defense made an adjustment, they would make an adjustment on offense. Winning that little cat and mouse game, they'll be difficult to beat.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, Ernie, this is definitely a big wake-up call for them. Their field goal percentage is sitting in the low 30s. They came out unfocused, unmotivated, unprepared. If they can't turn the tide and play with greater efficiency, it's going to be a long second half.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Magic leading by 5.
And head coach Eric Spoelstra always looking for different perspectives, looking to tweak and change certain things and constantly learning. That's a growth mindset. We hear him talk about that a lot, and it's something that he encourages not only his staff to do, but his players as well.
On the court for the Heat, Richardson and Johnson are the forwards. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Whiteside in at the 5. Here's Dragic after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. Picked by Vucevic. Shoots off the step back. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And it's a 9-point Orlando lead. And Spoelstra assigns assistants to read books, attend clinics, and bring back reports. Always looking for new insights.
Yep, lots of paperwork on that Miami Heat coaching staff. They keep daily notes on everything from basketball to the big picture around the team. Stats, quotes, questions, all inspirational stuff. So anything they can draw a competitive advantage on or keep things positive, Spo's looking to do that.
Now here is Augustine after Dion Waiters' miss. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Gordon. The rebound by Johnson. The Heat trail by 9. Right side a screen. Dragic with a wide open look. Hits it from 3-point range. Dragic has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Over to the left wing. Magic moving the ball around. Vucevic, a screen on Richardson. For three, Fournier. But they get it back. Gordon, the pass to Augustine. Here's Isaac. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Isaac's got his second basket of the night.
And how about Isaac? He just attacks the backboard, especially on the offensive glass, putting that height to good use.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Hassan Whiteside continues to develop. Now, Miami coach Eric Spoelstra said it's got nothing to do with his stats. He's going to do that no matter what. It's about making winning plays and caring more about his teammates than he cares about himself. Now he can lead in a different way because he has the respect of the locker room. Kevin?
Terrific, D.A. Thank you. And Goran Dragic, a slippery lefty out of Slovenia.
At his peak, a phenomenal offensive player. He doesn't hit that peak every season, though. And now in his 30s, we'll see how long he can extend his prime.
First free throw is good.
Well, when it comes to free throws, Dragic is just money from the line.
For the Magic, Terrence Ross is checked in for Isaac. Simmons comes in for Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. The Heat also changing it up. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Winslow comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Dion Waiters. Brent, the league is shaking things up as far as training and evaluation of referees. You think it'll result in getting a higher percentage of calls correct? They're pretty good as it is now.
The referees are fantastic.
They are.
And the fact that we're even having a discussion about a higher percentage of correct calls, Kevin, I would just like to have a higher percentage of correct calls for the rest of this game with you.
Well, good. This guy next to me handed me this card. It wasn't my idea. It was this guy over here. Yeah, well, he said, ask Brent about the refereeing.
We need the stats.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Yeah. Thank you. Now Grant, after Justice Winslow missing on that last three-pointer. And Vucevic kicks to Grant. Vucevic is screen on Dragic. Grant, that's good. And now it's an 11-point Magic lead.
To give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Timeout called, the Heat.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Checked in for Orlando. The Heat also changing it up. Bam Adebayo comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Goran Dragic. The pass to Winslow. Wade with it. Back to Winslow. From deep three-point range, the rebound by Grant.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, and let's not get on him too much, but that shot is also a little irresponsible.
And taken away by Johnson for the finish. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
And Tyler plays both ends of the floor very well, using his fast hands there to clog up the passing lane.
Gordon a screen. Grant kicks to Ross. Hits the three-point bomb. Ross has got 5 points now this quarter.
Right now they're winning because of him. Love the shots that he's taking, and he's got the green light.
Stolen by Gordon. Oh, and here we go with Simmons, nobody back, and Simmons slams it in.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now, here's Wade. Now, Olynyk. Wade dishes to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Grant. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Johnson.
Johnson continuing to develop the jump shot, becoming more dangerous from the mid-range with each game.
Now, here's Bamba. Back to Ross. And Winslow pulls it down. Here's the floater. Wade can't hit. Ross passes to Simmons. Fires at the elbow. Grant, that's good. Grant's got the lead up to 14 now for Orlando. And so it's the Orlando Magic sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The lengthy bigs inside, Isaac and Bamba. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Simmons in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Now here's Wade. They set the pick. Waiters outside, out to Wade. He tries for three. Orlando grabs the miss. Bamba's got 7 rebounds in the game.
But his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
They get it back, and the dunk by Bamba.
Yeah, and this is something Bamba does so well. Unbelievable recognition and timing to come up with offensive rebounds.
Here's Adebayo. Back to Wade. Lays it up and banks it in.
What about the courage right there? Sacrificing his body to get the high percentage attempt at the rim.
That one drops for him.
And one area Isaac must continue to improve upon. Has the size to dominate inside. Now just needs to add the muscle.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Who do you think is best at converting off his offhand?
I really do like Mike Conley in Memphis when he gets to, and I love his timing on it, Kevin, that running right-hand hook shot that he shoots from about 8 feet. And one of the reasons I'm so enamored with it is because Mike will shoot it in the fourth quarter with under 30 seconds to go on a critical possession. That, to me, screams of confidence. A tremendous offhand by Mike Conley.
When it means the most, he'll use that move.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Kyrie Irving won't do it with his left in Boston, but you know, Mike Conley pulls it out at some of the moments where you just say, wow, a right-handed runner with 40 seconds to go, fourth quarter, good on you, Mike Conley.
The Magic making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. Then for the Heat, Whiteside's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Richardson comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. Now here's Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic kicks to Waiters. Pass to Richardson. The Heat need to get a shot off. Miami no good on that time either.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Pass to Bamba. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. Over Whiteside. The offensive rebound. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
At the line, shooting two. Nikola Vucevic.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Vucevic. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. Goes back up. Augustine with the steal. Here's Isaac. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And Isaac really continues to intrigue you. A 6'10" forward who's just got great agility and can be a nightmare in transition.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. And Jonathan Isaac making progress, but he was drafted knowing he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't try and compare Isaac to the rest of his draft class. He's going to be on a different timeline as far as his development goes. Might take longer for him to be ready, but the payoff, man, could be huge as his ceiling is really high.
And he's good on the second. The Heat trail by 18. Johnson the screen. Johnson with a screen on Fournier. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Waiters. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Waiters got 5 points now this quarter.
Little mid-range threat there from Waiters. When you give him some separation, he's going to take advantage.
Augustine passes to Bamba. To the inside. Miami grabs the miss.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Richardson dishes to Whiteside. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Waiters. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. Picked by Vucevic. Augustine passes to Vucevic. Back to Augustine. Over Dragic. Augustine, that's good. And the Magic lead by 18.
And with time becoming a factor, that may do it, guys.
Well, leads are not given. They are earned. Playing with desire and attention to detail all night.
Timeout called the Heat. They're behind by 18. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Mohamed Bamba.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play, and this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here.
Just a nice job of sniffing one out right there. Would love to see Johnson try to get a few more of those freebies.
Pick by Vucevic. Over Whiteside. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. That's 10 points for Vucevic.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Orlando.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
Hey, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Mohamed Bamba.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Vucevic. Adam Silver has said there's probably more basketball being watched and played, Brent, in China than anywhere else in the world. How long before you think we see our next Chinese superstar in this league?
That's going to be interesting when that does happen. Obviously, the type of mark that Yao Ming made in the NBA, it's going to be hard for anybody to match the kind of impact, not just in the game, but what he did globally for the NBA. It just won't happen again. But I'm looking forward to heck, not just the next Chinese player, but a Japanese player, somebody from India where they love the NBA game, to start to find their way onto rosters in the league.
They're coming. I mean, there's gonna be someone before long.
No doubt.
To the inside, Gordon nails the baby hook.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Now here's Wade. Over Augustine, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
It's a shame because this is the team we expected to see fighting on every possession. I think it's just too late.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Evan Fournier. Hey, Evan, does a win like tonight's against this kind of competition show you how far you've come as a team?
Yeah, sure. You know, we obviously showing progress, but we want to be a very good team. We are very ambitious.
Nothing wrong with a little ambition, Evan. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.